And IdrA actually has that tech advantage that he's been accumulating since the mid game till now, when he was building up that gas so much earlier, and that is shown right now by the fact that he's got these infestors, he's got more upgrades, and that's because he's got the gas to fund it. And so Sen is actually a little bit behind right now, and I'd be a little bit worried for him. It looks like on the production tab, IdrA also getting research for Burrow, and he's getting that tunneling claws upgrade for the roaches, so we may very well soon see some burrowed roach activity here. And IdrA here moving in with his overlord just to see what's going on. Gonna probably sack that overlord for scouting information. At this point in the game, both players still maxed out. Their armies are just teetering on the brink of destruction, mass destruction really, and it's kind of a low point right now as both players are, I guess they're content to build up, max out their army, and just max out their economy really at this point. IdrA obviously getting that Greater Spire. IdrA also popping an Overlord down there to the bottom left. Currently, IdrA on 5 bases. His army is just ginormous. Look at all those Roaches, Hydras, and Infestors. That is a scary army indeed. Getting that 5th hatchery, getting those 2 gases up. Sen may need to do some catch-up right here and get that 5th expansion for his own. Looks like IdrA right there killing off a couple of his parasited units, or perhaps opening up a little bit of a supply by killing his own units so he can get some Broodlords, I would imagine. You guys can see on that resource tab, both players currently banking 4 to 5,000 minerals, nearly 2,000 gas. That is incredible right now. My goodness, somebody get these guys in a mutual savings fund or some kind of bond or stock investment. Looks like Sen here finally getting with the program, getting a spire of his own, just a little bit behind. Also getting ventral sacks for his overlords, so we might see Sen from Taiwan do some possible overlord drop action, whereas IdrA has taken a different route. He's gone with tunneling claws and burrowed roaches. Sen also throwing up a couple of spine crawlers, and you guys can notice at this point the entire minimap flooded with overlords. From the bottom left hand corner to the top right hand corner, the bottom right hemisphere just dominated by blue, and at the top left dominated by red. And so really, both these players teetering, like I said, on the edge of destruction. Those bushes were the only borderline between absolute carnage right now, and it looks like IdrA finally deciding to push out. He has Broodlords right now. He has the final tier evolution in the Zerg arsenal, moving in with his Broodlords, and it looks like Sen getting caught a little bit out of position, and the fungal growth going down as well. Sen cannot fall back right now because his units are stuck by the fungal growth. Finally, the fungal growth wearing off, and IdrA pushing forward, pushing his advantage with the roaches to tank the damage in the front. The Broodlords firing artillery from the air. Very nice play from IdrA, catching Sen off guard by using his Broodlords and then fungal growthing them so they cannot fall back. And IdrA here finally pushing forward in a dominant position. Looks like Sen does have some Corruptors right now, and those Corruptors gotta be careful. One of them getting popped instantly by the Hydras, and right now, if Sen can somehow hold on, he is on home base advantage right now, but IdrA just macroing like a king. And look at their army counts, ladies and gentlemen. They are not falling below 180. They are continuing the macro, even though they're losing all of these units, but it looks like Sen, with that home turf advantage, macroing like a king, getting all of these Hydras out. He may be able to hold on with all these Hydras. He needs to snipe out those Broodlords though, but look at that. It looks like Sen's army drastically falling. At the same time, IdrA as well, their resource count also really falling heavily below 1,000 of each resource right now, but it looks like Sen able to hold on somehow. He is sniping out all of the Broodlords, and IdrA may have calculated incorrectly. He may have made a critical error pushing forward here. Sen now has his own Broodlords in the air, and IdrA forced to fall back. Sen somehow able to hold on, and that is the advantage of being on your own turf. You can mass out your units much faster than the opponent can, and they can get to that battle position much quicker, having that short reinforcement route. And it looks like IdrA gonna be pulling his trump card right now. He is really far behind. He needs to make something happen, and he has these burrowed roaches. He might be able to pull a miracle and get back into this game after losing his entire army, unburrowing the roaches right underneath the Hydras, and Sen realizing that it's a trap. He is gonna be taking a ton of damage from these roaches here. And IdrA is maybe back in this game, but the Broodlords are continuing to fire from the air, and there we go. Corruptors coming out for IdrA to deal with the Broodlords, and Sen now, the tables have once again turned. Sen is the one in trouble, forced to fall back, losing his entire army. There you guys see the resource counter. Both players sub 200 minerals, and their gas still slightly healthy, but really at this point their entire bank has been spent on the war effort. The budget deficit is in the billions, and I think IdrA somehow gonna be able to pull ahead. He used that trump card to his advantage when Sen pushed out to counterattack, and that unburrowed roaches, the trap card, paid off very well for IdrA. So right now, IdrA has a massive advantage. He still has those changelings on the map. He can see the army right here. He can see all movement across the map. And wow, just great play right now from IdrA with that advanced scouting. But really, we do have to keep in mind all players currently on 5 bases, so they can macro up a massive army extremely quickly. IdrA, though, still has that small army advantage. Currently, I believe that says 163, might be 187 though, as I'm actually, the graphics are a little blurred out for me. But it looks like IdrA here, his Broodlord's getting caught a little bit, but he's pushing forward with those Broodlords, using that ledge to his advantage, and he's destroying the static defense there of the spine crawlers as he's pushing in with his roaches to attack that 4th expansion, trying to do as much economic damage as he can. And here we go, he is going to start attacking those drones, gonna pick off as many as he can, but Sen gonna fall in there and try to defend this expansion with his army. And here we go, IdrA going for the pincer maneuver with his mass roach, mass hydra, and the 4 broodlords in the air. It looks like Sen's army somehow not able to keep out with the king of macro. Not able to keep up with him, indeed, is IdrA. And IdrA just out macroing Sen for the win in the end. A massive Zerg versus Zerg civil war, a brood versus brood battle. And the blue brood comes out ahead. IdrA takes the win, and I hope you guys enjoyed that game. That was an epic ZVZ. We'll probably never see a game like that last in a ZVZ for that long ever again, because they always end in Zergling Banelings. So IdrA wins that game versus Sen, and I hope you guys enjoyed that cast. And of course, if you guys like what you see, make sure to subscribe to my channel. It definitely helps me a lot, and I just want to thank you guys for all the support. HD signing out, and gonna go on to Battle.net and play some Phase 2 beta. So be on the lookout for more replays to come. Thanks a lot, guys.